Do you ever wonder why some brands hit the bar high while others just can't get their shot right?
Here at the Brand Bar, we've seen how the right strategy can make a brand unforgettable and how the wrong one can fall flat.
With years of experience crafting and elevating some of the most impactful brands in the game, we're here to give you the inside scoop on what makes marketing magic happen.
We're not just sharing wins, we're serving up the strategy behind them so you can build a brand that breaks the mold and raises the bar for what's possible.
This is the Brand Bar podcast, hosted by yours truly, Katrina Joe
and Jakiya Thiaw.
Hey guys, we're back with another topic that came in from you guys. And this one is a little personal and a little deep. I think we can get a little deep with this one.
Yes.
Basically about how friend circles change with success. And girl, we could probably write a book about this.
Basically, already started.
Yes.
I think that there's so many factors to success, right? And like whether that's monetary, you're moving to a different country or state, you grow your brand, your business, and there are lots of shifts because sometimes a lot of people may not understand what you're going through and how that may affect you on a daily life, your friend group, who you interact with.
Yeah.
And then there's also this perception of like, oh, you're so successful, and what that means to them and a lot of projection. So it's been a lot to manage, especially over the last like 5 to 6 years for me.
Absolutely. And speaking of projections, I also get the like, oh, well, I figured you were too busy.
Yes.
Or like, you're doing so much, or you're so successful, you're so busy.
I never know where you are in the world.
Right. And it's like, my phone works just like yours.
Yeah.
You can send a text and I can get back to you, or you can get back to me when you're free. That doesn't change regardless of where I am in the world or what career path I'm going in or what I'm doing with my business, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that always comes up on my end too. But I will say for me, I've moved a lot since college.
Yes, you have.
And yes. And I feel like as I've moved each time, like you take your lifers with you, like, and you start to figure out who those lifers are. But as you move, and you did a huge move across continents, I did a move across the country, the phone gets quieter.
Yeah.
The phone gets quieter because then you have to actually put in the effort. You have to actually show up, maintain the friendships. You have to, you know, when I was in LA, it's like, oh, I'll see you at this event, or come to my event here, or let's go meet up for coffee. Now it's like, no, you have to call. I have to travel, or you have to travel to see each other. It's not the same pull up as it is when you pull up. Yeah, when you're in the same city.
No one's like pulling up across the Atlantic. Not much. I have my lifers. I have one in here with me.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like you have your core group, whether that's from high school, college, for me, sorority, line sisters, stuff like that. And then they kind of, most of them stay. But I think what you said last night, like, then you have to shed.
Yes.
There's like a shedding or a letting go, or like maybe a pause and then we come back together. That happens. I also think that as you become more successful, I don't know why I always put quotes, because like, honestly, this is so weird to say, but like, I don't think I'm that successful.
Girl,
like, I'm successful, but it's not like,
girl, you are so successful.
But
you are blessed.
In my eyes, I'm very blessed. Absolutely,
yes.
No doubt about that. But like when people are like success, it's just like it's so arbitrary to me. It's very like,
and success to everyone looks different.
What does that mean exactly?
Right. Yeah.
So it's like you're so successful, but it's like, but I'm the same Jakiya. I'm the same person. Nothing has like changed that much.
Mm-hmm.
So those things are weird too, because other people's perception of success. For you, it's like, you're doing all these things. It's like, but I'm still the same person.
Right.
So that's hard. But yeah, I think most of the lifers understand. And then you pick up people along the way.
Absolutely.
Who maybe just want to be close and have proximity, or it's like, oh, you have all these followers or whatever it may be, or your events, or can I get VIP or free wristbands and tickets? And you're just like, but I never, don't ever check on me.
Right, yes. No, that definitely was a eye-opener and actually something that I had to work through when I moved to New York. Because as you know, I was the Hennessy girl in LA for like a decade. So any Hennessy event, any happy hour, any dinner, like my phone would, like I literally, the reason why my phone is always on Do Not Disturb is because of when I lived in LA. My phone would not stop going off, and it was always because of events, to your point. Right. Wristbands, can I get on the list? Do you have a table?
It's always the list.
All the things.
It's always the list.
Yes, and then when I thankfully got the promotion and moved to New York, crickets, girl. Like, crickets. Really? And obviously my lifers, like we said, and, you know, my girls that would come to New York and visit me, but like, when I tell you, like, there are people that was at every single event I did in LA and never reached out once. I didn't have another event for them to attend to.
That's crazy.
So that type of shedding also is like an eye opener and can hurt. Yeah, and it can also be something that you have to work through of like, okay, maybe I looked at this friendship differently. Right. And now that I'm going into this next level of success, that this person or this friendship or these friendships aren't going to travel with me, and that's okay. Because then in that chapter you meet new lifers or, you know, that you carry with you.
And I think, and also so many things, the new chapters, I feel like me and you clicked so quickly. I think you click quicker because you're in similar phases, stages, you're doing similar things, and it's like, we're on the same page, run. The lifers, it's like, you also have to manage that because it's like we were in a certain place in life together, whether it was college, sorority, high school, or whatever, and now maybe we're not. Right. So then managing those expectations, it's hard. And for me as well, like I moved across the Atlantic Ocean, you know, just a hop and a skip away. And you see like who are your real friends, who show up, who come visit, who check on you. Like I even still have people that are like, oh, well, I don't know what time it is over there. Like, you don't have an iPhone with the clock app to look at time zones?
You can't add this place on your phone?
Also, I've been there for 8 years, so like at this point... there are such things called time zones.
Right, exactly,
okay? And we're all living in them.
Yes.
So it's things like that just make you go, okay, that's interesting. And then, living in Africa and... it's just a different world. I mean, now I've lived in Senegal longer than in my adult life, longer than I've lived in the States. I was in New York for 7, I was in Paris for almost 1, or 6 months to a year on and off, and then Senegal for 8. So it's like, in Mexico City sprinkled in there, but it's like, it's crazy, like the perception of what friendship is, and also like what people think is showing up as a friend. Like it doesn't necessarily mean visiting or getting on a flight. But just like how you're showing up in my life. And then you'll see, like, I'm sure you see this too on Instagram, like when milestones happen and you post it and it's like everyone's liking.
Everyone comes out.
Everyone's DMing, everyone's congratulating. And it's like, okay, when something good is happening.
Right.
But like they say, check on your strong friends because it seems like we have it all together, so successful, these things, but
we need help too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that also what I touched on last night was, I think both of us have kind of this same characteristic where we like to host, we like to plan. We talked about how we're both type A, all the things. And I have always been that friend where I'm like, I'm gonna make the reservation. I'm gonna, I'll plan this. Like, oh, you wanna go here? I can make us an itinerary for this new city we're visiting. And like, let me know if you guys wanna go to these spots or whatever. And I realized when I stopped leading in that department, then you also start to realize who's not putting in that effort in return.
Right.
And I think, also realizing what kind of friend you are to see what you also need back in those friendships, whether that is supporting you personally or business-wise in your career. Yes. And then what is working both ways. Yes. Because if you are the one always initiating, always planning, always hosting, and then it's silence after, then you have to also audit those friendships. Yes.
And is this serving me? Or is it one-sided? Absolutely. Right. Yeah. That's a big one. You said something about auditing, but then you were touching on, what's my train of thought?
The friendships that, you don't always have to be the one initiating.
Yeah.
And hosting and all of the things.
But I think it's like also, I don't know, it's like asking of your friends what they need from you as well. Like even if you are successful and it seems like, oh, well, she doesn't need anything. Right. But it's like, how do you know if you didn't ask me? Yeah. I know what I was gonna say. You were talking about like supporting you in your business. So on the positive side, I did see a lot of my friends support me on the business side, like joining brand boot camp, paying full price. I'm like,
Right,
and things like that, like buying my products, downloads, booking my retreats, referring friends. And that was a really positive aspect of like, okay, this is amazing that my friends pay. Because, it's always like homegirl hookup, like that's my friend, you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
But I think the real friends are really like, no, like I'm gonna pay, I'm gonna support your business, I'm going to push you in that way. And even if it's monetary, like I'm down to support.
Yeah.
And to me, that was a big like moment of we are really friends and you really do believe in what I do.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
No, that is huge. I will never forget, good friend of mine, Adam Goldston, him and his twin brother, they own the shoe brand APL.
Okay, yeah.
And it blew up. They started this company in their dorm at USC.
Wow.
And I'll never forget in LA when they first dropped the shoe. So it's the first tennis shoe that was ever banned by the NBA because it actually makes you jump higher. Yes. So,
wow.
So I remember when it first came out, we would hang out all the time, and so many people were asking him, like, oh, let me get the hookup.
Of course. Let me get some shoes.
Yeah, can I get seated? Can I get on the seating list? And he would always, it didn't matter who you were. He was like, you will pay full price for Nike.
Period.
Adidas, Puma.
That's the other thing. You guys aren't going into Apple asking for a discount.
Come on. So, like, knowing that someone who believes in your vision, believes in your business will pay full price and support you just like they do any other brand is huge.
It's a different level.
Yes, and I will never forget, and I'll also always remember that something that I always pay attention to with friendship, especially when you are building your career and building a business, is how people introduce you. Always look at it. If they're like, oh, this is Jakiya.
Ooh.
Especially if it's in like a business room or if you're going to an event or whatever, like you have all the things that someone could say about you. They can even say something personal of like, oh my God, this is my really good friend from back in the day. She's so great at this and that. You should meet her. You guys should connect. You have this in common.
Yes.
Look at how people introduce you in a room, friend, business colleague, associate, because that speaks volumes. In any pivot in life. Yeah.
I know I've gotten some like group introductions on like group chat or LinkedIn and DMs. And I'm like, wow.
Right.
Like the way you introduce me. Thank you. Thank you. Like, and to see what they pick out and what stands out to them about you as a friend and as a peer, I think is really cool and interesting. And they've seen a lot of our evolution. Yeah. And can, like you say personal things or those kind of things, which is, I think is always it's a nice little, okay, you see me?
Yes, exactly. Being seen in your friendships and your journey, it literally like trumps everything. So just realizing that, your friendships may also take pivots with you as you pivot in your brands, in your business, but make sure that those people are rooting for you, supporting you, investing in you personally and your company, but also that you are also able to do the same and their friendship, love language as well. Because I also love to say, like, date your girls. Date your girlfriends too.
For sure.
Because if 100%. You are dating someone, like, you are going to think of those things. Like, I love to send my girls, like, hey, here's a $10 Apple Pay, coffee on me this morning.
Cute.
Because we're not in the same. My sister. Yeah. Because we're not in the same state. Like, we are in a long distance friendship. So sometimes when you can't always show up, you can also find those things that doesn't always take time away from what you're doing, or if you're in grind mode and you're like, I don't have the capacity right now, there are those little things that you can do to invest still in your friendships.
Another thing that I have found with the friend circles is working with my friends. So I've had all good experiences, thankfully. Hey. I've had some of my friends who are sorority sisters be on my team and work for me and then go on to get big marketing jobs. I've done collaborations with my friends on brands. Maybe they're working on a brand and they hire me as an agency or whatever, we collaborate. And that's also been really interesting to see as our friends succeed. And then how can we put each other on? Because I think we need to do that, especially more in the Black community. It's like, how are we putting each other on? I have this contact, I can do this, we can plug you here. Like, obviously professional and everything's gonna go through a PO and a vendor, ticket and all the things, but just figuring out like where we can plug into each other's careers, I think is something that if you haven't done, like think about with your friend groups as well. And that just takes the friendship to another level. Yeah,
like who is mentioning your name in rooms? Because I think too, when you get to a level of success, and people look at you as like, you know, they've made it, right?
Right.
Then it's like, oh, they don't need help. They don't need this.
I'm telling you all the time.
Yes, so it's like
she good.
Right, exactly.
Like, no,
and it's
I'm
like,
not.
no, please mention me in these rooms. Like, I actually still want to collaborate with X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? So to your point, like collaborating still with friends, working on projects. You know, if your friend is like, I have this idea, I don't know how to execute it, but I think we'd be great at trying this out.
Yes.
Like, that's literally how the podcast right now started.
Literally.
Like, you know, thinking of your friends that you think, you know, you can collaborate with, build with, even if it is something, whether it's behind the scenes or a new business venture. Like,
absolutely.
Mentioning your friends' names in rooms and also making sure that your friends think of you when opportunities arise.
And create contracts. Like, even though you're friends, like we have a contract, right? Like, even though you're friends and you think it's all cool and kiki, it's still business.
It's business.
And making sure that that's in writing so that there's no gray area, I think is really important with the friend group in business as well.
Yes. Well,
yeah.
Yes, girl.
I'm so glad we're friends.
Yes. Come on, me too. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode and got a lot of, you know, tips and feedback on your friend circles. And we wish you the best and all of your not only business pivots, but friendship pivots as well. But last question I want to ask, girl.
Yes.
Is,
ask me.
Speaking of pivots and brands and all of that, are you inspired right now by any recent brands?
Well, actually, I'm going to say, speaking of friends and friend circles, like y'all know I stan Rihanna, but I think one of the big things that she's done with Fenty is some of her friends are like her main partners.
Yeah.
And she's also does business with with ASAP, her partner, and just seeing how you can be from, you know, a small island and become so successful, but you still have those rocks and those friend lifers that are there, like her friend Jen, who's like manager, this and that. So I think that's inspiring to know that you can mix business and friendship and become successful and still like have your relationship and not have money come in the way. So I would say I'd be inspired by that friend-business relationship.
Yes, I love that. That's a good one.
And what about you?
I love Rihanna. I would say right now, I mean, this is kind of twofold. I love Shay Mitchell, and she obviously has the luggage brand called Baze. And speaking of friendship as well, so she has been really involved in like the Revolve world as well. And so she collaborates a lot with Revolve. And one of the girls she met is a personal friend of mine as well through Revolve, which her name is Justine. She goes by Coco Cuenco on Instagram. And her husband started their own production company. So content team, everything. And Shay Mitchell actually hired her and her husband to be the in-house content, digital marketing, everything for a while, which I thought was amazing. They ended up collaborating and it was great. And then also with that, when they decided to, you know, leave and do other things, she was very supportive of that and always gave him that shout out.
Not like trapping you in one.
To where it's like, you have to work with me and stay with me. Like, I also support your growth as a friend and as a business partner. But I also really love what she's done recently with Chipotle, which is, I think, just genius of how she's made these luggages that like kind of mimic the Remova aesthetic, but like in the Chipotle silver with, you know, like relating it to food. We've talked about this.
I haven't seen this.
Yes, we've talked about this with Jack Moose, how they, you know, use food to market their products. She's using Chipotle. And I think it reaches a different consumer of someone who wouldn't necessarily look at her luggage line. And then also, I mean, you know, with Gen Z, it's very Instagrammable.
Yes.
Very social, all of that. So I think she's done a great job with that in all of her campaigns. She made like the front of her storefront in LA, like a burrito silver wrap.
Cute.
Yeah, it's like, it's just so cute and very like, you know, stunt marketing forward, which I love.
Stunt marketing,
shout out to Baze.
Love it.
Yes.
We love our brands at the Brand Bar.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys next episode. Bye. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Brand Bar podcast. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your brand besties.
And until next time, keep raising the bar and your brand.